that leads us into 5 misconceptions about self-publishing. And my argument is your best bet is to self-publish it, get this thing out as quick as you can. 5 misconceptions. Number one is self-publishing isn't legit. It is. It produces the book. The goal is to get the book. You can punch out a book, arguably with more control and more parameters that you want to do if you self publish it. I'm going to come back to this in just a moment. Number two, it's for people who can't get a book deal. Well, initially, you might want to start with self publishing if you can't get a book deal. The reality is it takes a long time to get the book deal. There are all kinds of negotiations and oh, the speed to print is so much slower. So self-publishing might work for you for sure if you can't get a book deal, but it's not only for people who can't get a book deal. It is a completely different question there. Number three, traditional publishing means you're a better writer. That's not necessarily the case. There are a lot of bad books on the shelves at Barnes and Nobles right now. A lot of bad books on Amazon. Traditional publishing just means you have a traditional publisher. Now, look at these 3 points right here. Misconceptions. Self-publishing isn't legit. That's a misconception. Self-publishing is for people who can't get a book deal. That's a misconception. Even though if you don't have a book deal, or you might not can get one, or don't want to wait to kind of shop that or chase that down, self-publishing definitely is a way to go. Number three, it means you're a better writer if you went traditionally. Let me show you this list of people who all started or swapped back and forth to self-publishing. You're going to recognize some of these names on this list. So up there at the top, you've got Margaret Atwood. Margaret Atwood, if you are familiar with The Handmaid's Tale, that is her work. Before she did that, she self-published. Jane Austen, Sense and Sensibility, was self-published. Frank Baum, that's the author of The Wizard of Oz and that whole slew of books. William Blake was historical, well-known writer. Ken Blanchard, that's the leadership guy. Beatrix Potter, that is All the Tales of Peter Rabbit. Pat Conroy, and another guy on the right side of the list here, James Patterson, write very similar novels. Stephen Crane, you might know him from The Red Badge of Courage. E. Cummings, you might recognize that. He does spell it all lowercase, just like you see on the screen. Charles Dickens, A Tale of Two Cities. Alexander Dumas, The Count of Monte Cristo. These are the books you know them for, but they all began self-published. James Joyce, Stephen King, the man right there who has novels and horror films and flicks and even one of my favorite movies, The Shawshank Redemption. He started off, he self-published. Rudyard Kipling, James Patterson, mentioned him again. J.K. Rowling, the right now arguably richest author alive, the creator of the Harry Potter series and more, started self-publishing. Upton Sinclair, historical author there. William Strunk, I think it's actually William Strunk Jr. Elements of Style was the book. That was eventually picked up by a traditional publisher, but Elements of Style started self-published. Henry David Thoreau, Walden, you know him from that book. He started off self-published, as did Tolstoy. Mark Twain, his book, Huckleberry Finn, sells 200,000 copies a year right now. Began self-published. Andy Weir is a modern author. One of my sons, Judah, when he was little, and I mean like first grade, second grade, he absolutely loved the film The Martian that was based on the book The Martian, which was self-published by Andy Weir from his blog. He wrote the book on his blog and just kind of started doing excerpts of what became a self-published book, The Martian. And so again, even I didn't put this one on the list. 50 Shades of Grey, that whole fiasco started self-published. So look at these first three. It's not legit. It's for people who can't get a book deal. It means you're a better writer if you go traditional. You know, there's more to it than all of this. These are just misconceptions. Number four is you make more money if you traditionally publish. In a few moments, I'm going to show you why that's not true. We all look at the big people like uh, Stephen King, J.K. Rowling, and you go, well, James Patterson, You look at Margaret Atwood got that TV deal. You look at some of these people and you go, oh well, goodness, like they self-published, and then they went traditionally published, and they're making so much money, and so you take that kind of as your key to where everybody should go the self or rather the traditional publisher route because you make more money that way, and you go, well, I don't think that's necessarily the case. uh, that doesn't necessarily answer all of it. It's a uh, different answer altogether. So number four, you make more money if you traditionally publish. That is a misconception. Number five, this is a misconception about self-publishing. Is a lot of people think, well, if I self-publish it, I got to promote it. But if I traditionally publish it, the publisher will promote it and they will do all the work for me. Okay, that's not the case. Now, they will match you up with PR, they will do some press releases, they will make some fancy schmancy graphics and all of that. They will get you into bookstores. They'll likely have some posters and some product placement. However, when you see big names, you see uh, former President Barack Obama, you see Stephen King, you see J.K. Rowling, you see famous celebrities still promoting their own book. The publisher will not do all the work for you. That leads us into